Oh shit.
And dreams. So they say. I used to say it too. But ever since that day.
Oh.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down. I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow. Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence.
What do you want?
There was no going back now.
What do you want?
Carchon had been shot.
Bug off.
A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France. A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job. The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
Just grabs everything. Go say.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there. I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful. Even my finger. Aha! Nico, you are just so damn good at this. Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
Ew.
A magnificent antique. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for my bathroom. I'm sorry, I have to go. Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color. For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Oh, alright, bitch.
Excuse me, madame.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes?
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry. Not true. We shall see.
Alright, bitch.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Why would a mime want
He's
to
a
kill your
player.
husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start. This is quite a
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral?
Yes.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if. My editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Your husband invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
I doubt it was your database he was after.
You're wrong. I was onto his killers already, I am sure of it. Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't have... Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you. I promise you won't regret this. A medieval pageant. The tapestry. The door was locked. Now we were getting somewhere. As expected, the desk was yet another. The blotter and in. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank. My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. It had been made. I knew for carved into so cochon. I decided to take the carved out. The paint would have just soaked into the blotting paper. No. The painting showed the cachons together. Or did I read that? There was the very faintest of clicks. Behind the picture was a safe. In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange, if there was, but these symbols, I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Carchon was past carrying. Putting the paint straight up. The blotter. I smeared the paint all over the cloth. I hoped this was going to help. They don't. I wiped the paint cover. It took me right back to art class. Such a shame they had to. Genius. The roller and the paint worked just as I planned. But what did it say? It was some kind of coded message. It read, sub judice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it, I suddenly realized There was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité by the river housed the ancient law codes. So, sub judice could in this case mean literally under the law codes. Below the concierge, I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this was a huge, but and if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize, I was definitely going to win it this time. Locked. Not surprising, really. It didn't work, but I guess it would. There was no. Did you find this carving? It was Pierre's. Please, I need to. He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa. He never explained any more. No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. It was carved by my father. Oh, I see. Imelda, I will do everything I can to find. Thank you, my dear. And if the police. Don't worry. You are never. Sub judice. I decided if there was a way of. Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down.
Dun, 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 dun.
The cross looked. It was important. I knew. I tried. A strange pair of locks stopped the light.
Fuck. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, tell me, because I always fucking hate these things. Thank you.
Yes. One down, one to go.
Yeah? It won't let me move it up there.
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills. For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely
Sorry.
fishy, in more ways than one.
Push the boat.
Oops,
Yink.
an old shell case. I wondered what that was doing
It's a
there.
boat. It's a boat.
The words sinister and Dexter. Now any good, but what did it mean? No. No. Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder
Yeah, give us the hand.
slotted into the hook with a satisfying...
Pepsi.
A satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. It felt like tumblers in a safe. I must have made a mistake. The mechanism... A satisfying... Another click. Another step closer. I made a mistake. A
Why?
satisfying click told me I turned it to the right position. Another click. Another step closer.
This game reminds me of Monkey Island. What's... For fuck's sake. Right. One.
I love
Oh,
the sound
okay.
of
Never mind.
locks
I don't know.
clicking open.
Have you heard of Monkey Island, love? Yeah. Oh, Jay just said. Yeah. Oh, Jay just said. There.
Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force. The stone... I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific.
It's kind of like
But what?
this puzzle points and click type of game. Ah! Oh, do I look at that? I like games, I guess. No, I don't want to. Oh, I need the fuck's sake.
I removed the shell.
I'm gonna take it out now. Yes.
I removed...
Quick. Go back in before I close it.
Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
Put you in there. And then we put you in there.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door.
Oh yeah, right, okay. If I remember rightly, new deaths.
I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Yeah, yeah. Just chilling with a dummy like.
The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
No, you're not flat that one. Where you Bobby been?
I was going to need something a lot stronger than a hair clip to fit.
I'm sure the thing is. Ah, it's supposed to crush. Ah, yeah.
The
I remember
cross
them.
didn't drop back down.
I remember out. Right. Put you in there. Lift you up. Now drop it back down and go over there. Pick it up.
The stone slab had flattened.
Well, yeah, new clever. You go in there. No, you go in there. Ha ha ha. You go in there. Get the bullet casing from there.
I removed the shell case.
And then we put the shell case in the door. Boosh, I got a brain. I done it.
Another good use for a shell case. Another.
Make one. Stop talking, get in here.
Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
I need to turn the light on first. Well, mm, yeah. Oh. Hmm.
Amazing. I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years.
What's in the drawer? What could it
Inside
be?
the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code.
There's a code. Oh.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk.
Hey, look,
Oh
it's
my
me.
god. The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys. I'm a size 10.
There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered.
Dun dun dun.
The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone moldy. It wasn't more than a day old. This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume, a
Spoiler
penguin,
alert.
and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the So,
The costume's a clown. Oh, for fuck's sake. If you make a mistake. Oh. Hi, Kath. Um. Da, 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 da. No. Uh, oh, no, I don't know it's a D. Fuck. That one. That one. I remember memorized this at one point. What's that in? Might be in. Fuck's sake. uh, sugar honey iced tea. Ah, you're not doing too bad, Kiss. You okay? How are you doing? He says he's watching the Teletubbies with the baby. He's watching it for himself, he is. Um, 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 um. I'll have Google for me, Anne. Oh my god. I used to love the Teletubbies when I was a kid. Does mean that in a bit now. Rugrats all the way. I ain't got any letters for you, so I reckon you're like a Z or something. Maybe E. Maureen? I gotta decode the jumble rubbish. I had him memorised at one point, but I haven't played the game so fucking long. Yeah, I got the letters, look, see, so I click on like that, and I could pick like E for it to be. And I could click that one, and it could be B. And that one could be Q. That one could be H. Yeah. Um. Let me go back. I don't think there's anything in this room that will say that writing, see? Go back to it later. Where you go, you?
That wasn't going to help. A door like that always has something important behind it.
Yeah.
I had to find a way.
I got the key. I'm guaranteed this is the key. No?
I was rolling out the painted cylinder. It read, Subjudice. Below it was a sequence of letters. SDSS. The cloth was covered in blue paint. I hope it was a boat ticket stamped Bateau de la... When I was a little girl.
I did enjoy the Power Rangers. Used to Or is that to be the pink one? No. I'm sure that's the guy's name. No, not O. I don't know O. Maybe H. Oh no, not A. Oh no, that's the same letter. Hey, hell. So it's so strange playing puzzle games for me because it's like I've done this before. Yeah, that's the GCM. I've done this game so many times, and I did remember all of this at one point. Yeah, can you ask Uncle Google for me, please? Give me your phone then. Oh yeah. Um, Google, Google, Google to the rescue. Oh no, no, no. Decode. Database. Aha, yes. See, I knew it was his name. Full report. What to follow. But this is too urgent. Google saves the day, as always. Urgent to wait. No, like, and Wikipedia, yeah, that's true.
I had decrypted the note.
I have
It read,
decrypted it.
"Here,
Way.
full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X."
Hugs and kisses.
I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't?
Well, you tell us, love, you knew. What's the flag then?
The flags had faded.
Get out. Yes, I gotta come back for that later. Conk, drive along. Oh no, it's broke. Oh well.
Moving.
I'm gonna get her off her.
I wasn't leaving yet. I had a hunch there was more to find.
Jim?
The fence wouldn't move. This fence wouldn't move either.
Oh. She might want another bottle now, love, and she might settle back down. Alright.
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself. Carchon. Doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. I had enough for a story. An amazing and blow Carchons to pieces. I needed to...
Leak goes apart, but not even. Bonjour.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Oh,
Nico,
bonsoir.
it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends.
Forget what happened.
You got it.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day.
Choo
It's been
choo.
spiked.
Yes,
We must.
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must...
You can't...
Yeah, you get blown
Tomorrow.
up, but don't worry. Shit,
People
sorry.
complain about
Oops,
newspaper
please.
articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed.
Watch out, crazy critters! Cactus Man has arrived!
Cactus
Could I
man.
trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
I'd only been in Paris for a week,
Hey, it's
but
George.
already I'd fallen in love with the city. Was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so
Why does the
rudely
quality look
interrupted.
better on OBS than it does on the screen, like? Yeah, but it looks really good on the OBS. Tick tick boom. Oh no.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. One minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was
Dumb
gonna do.
muffin man.
I was gonna find that clown and bring him to
Muffin
justice.
man.
Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty and equality. And, after all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that and the money, of course.
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant. Move. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café. Marche. What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Stop that right now.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead? Move.
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is...
Too many to count. Yeah.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
Second one I've done
maintenant,
a few times.
do
The
business.
third one I can
Your
never get into
name,
it, Heidi.
please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel.
Yeah.
I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so. Apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over
Hi,
my remark
Arnold.
with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Welcome to the chat.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
I think this is where my fear of clowns stemmed from.
The
Like,
picture is forming in my
Yeah.
mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll leave. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
you're welcome,
And
Arnold.
don't
How are
cross
you
the
doing
road
today?
until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger.
See, that's where I get my saying.
Should you
Don't cross the
remember
road until
anything
the
of
little man shows
importance,
green.
Please contact me. My card.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
My shoulder's starting to hurt from the sunburn.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed.
No, that way.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account, minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown? It's him again.
Oh, aye. It's him again.
Have you
Stop
met the
that
clown
then.
before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Who was the
don't be
guy
so
you were
blunt.
supposed to meet?
His name was Plantar. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not
Mom,
unless you
somebody
have
just
Rosso's
followed
gift
me.
for psychic interrogation.
Hey, thank you for the follow.
How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a questionable killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah. Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen,
I guess.
I'll give you my phone number.
Alright.
You help me with my story, and I'll let you in on what I know.
Give him the
And
phone
let's
number.
get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. I'll be on some with you.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quelle vite. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he
Celebrity?
is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Yeah,
Regret and
I've played
remorse
this
are
quite a
strange
few
emotions.
times.
They really bring out the hammiest actors in people. Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Oh, those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I
It's
told
a
you
very,
already.
very old game.
I didn't see a thing.
Don't even
He
know
was
when it come
wearing
out.
multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No.
Oh, that's a
But
cute
you act
emoji.
like one, sticking your nose in where
It's a
it's
little
not
flappy
wanted.
toast.
How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah, an old man was killed.
Merde. I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read.
You could read it on your lunch.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Bah! Cha! Save the dolphins, catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this?
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is. Do me a favor, won't you? I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
Yeah, come on, walk a bit faster. Come on, Georgie boy. Get in the toolbox.
I found a T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Oh, no, I don't want to ring her.
The clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now. I was intrigued by Nico and what she could tell me about the explosion. The cover was...
Plop.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Well, I knew clever. Is a red nose.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose. The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris. It was a bright red plastic nose, part of a clown's costume. I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and
Not doing a very
greasy,
good job leaving his
like
nose behind, is
breakfast
he?
leftovers. I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Hi there. Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up?
Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Um,
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
yeah, because I
What is this?
Russell.
Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was
Way,
something
Seven's
different
rated with a
about
party of
you. It is
16.
your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army. You know, when I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture.
Hmm.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say.
Aye.
She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Ew.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Oh, enjoy your food.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romany seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
That's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert.
It's going crazy
I
with the
was
rave.
taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
Do I?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own.
Then I'm glad I do.
Okay,
I
bye.
have to be. Thanks.
Vraiment? Good luck.
Come up in the condensed.
Hello, Nico Coulard.
Hello, it's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I
Like,
could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
Alright, going to the house now.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit
Ooh,
it felt good
frazzles.
with George on the case too.
Love
But
a
there
frazzle.
were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did... There was one thing I...
Mademoiselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. I'm going to meet a
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous.
I suppose. Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle. Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
It's late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story. Tell me, are you...
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
Have the...
What does it look like? I got orders to board up the windows, and that's what I'm doing.
So the body's been removed?
I certainly hope so, or it'll stink to high heaven when they take down these boards.
Shouldn't you check?
Are you kidding? They don't pay me enough to put up boards, let alone check for dead bodies.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right.
Jeez.
Just give me a minute to do my hair.
The police have removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
Oops, stupid thing.
You're broken out now.
panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes. Behind the table were some damaged pipes. Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Conchon's organization. I was on the right track. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Conchon's organization. Inside the pouch were two items: a strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code. The artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room below the conciergerie. Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantat was involved with Conchon.
Oh, here we go again. Uh, he was murdered. Must have and yeah, he will come for us next. We must be vigilant.
Plantard. Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arnaud and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her and for Conchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell a story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Dun dun dun.
Hey!
Oh, of course.
Well, I'm waiting.
Camera. Oh,
Alors.
well, this will... And found the... The strange metal artifact I found in had pointed back...
Can I get to Yemen? Can I stay with you?
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too. A photograph had been torn up.
Bless
If
me.
I could just arrange the
Bless me.
pieces. Oh my God. It can't be. There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father.
Dun dun dun.
Papa, oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father,
Say dun dun
the
dun.
one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Crachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it. I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
George. I need you, George.
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked. Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to. Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street.
I tried the door, but it's locked.
You know, I've told the landlord about that a million times. It is a damp. The whole building is like a sponge.
Oh,
It
so good.
sucks up the moisture from God knows where.
You mean the door is stuck because it's swollen?
That is correct. There is an odd to
It might have been
opening
the ad
Don't
break
shout,
thing, I'm
George.
not sure.
Just give it a gentle nudge above the lock.
Thanks for the advice. How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months, she's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was...
Not just like, oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let her... She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Have you seen any...
Yeah, he...
How was he... Or like...
Yeah, you never...
See you later. Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock. Hi.
Bonjour, I'm glad.
Please, call me George.
Fine, I'm Nicole. Eh bien? And what have you been?
I've been exploring the sewers and
I thought
I guess
And?
I got his
You had better luck.
luck, she said. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not gonna do that.
Oh no.
Hey, I'd
I'm
read
going
over
to
now.
find out what's behind these killings. It just, the police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone. Tell me more about...
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited
Never
his
trust
fortune
Jack
from
Frost.
his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cauchon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being, but this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death. I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume show.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume. I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge,
It's very distinctive. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film. I shot it. Here, George. It's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
I have to go.
Okay.
See you later. Bye. No. That one.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind. For in these 4 walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Best Immer's
Theatrical grease paint, right?
oui,
Have you sold any of it recently?
yes, 2 cans.
Have you heard of a...
I do not.
I'm looking for a...
Oui, monsieur. I do not.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names.
impossible.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, that is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes, Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw...
Eh bien, it is yours to...
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not...
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives...
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not.
Go on. I'm listening.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you.
Mr. Khan. Yes. Yes, I delivered this to the Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown. I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting...
Ah, I know. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to...
No. Excuse me. Didn't I see you? You're that no...
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you
Hey,
had any
Sparkles.
threats on your life?
You okay?
You know, mysterious phone calls.
I don't know what you're talking of.
Congratulations on your affiliate.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy...
Why do you ask me? I have seen enough of that to last.
Have you seen...
I beg
the clan?
my pants, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything.
Oh, I bet they are
Oppression
confusing.
is the mother of ingenuity.
Do you reckon he calls himself Khan?
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace beneath that impressive pedigree. I'm just flesh and blood. The blood made... You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Yeah, if you stop talking.
Did you know...
What makes you think he's a...
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily...
I'm looking for murder.
Good heavens!
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Precise.
Have you come across a man...
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan?
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Are you here in Paris on...
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was... I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was...
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight. Romance. And then, his stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he...
Ah, but it wasn't to be. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Do you recognize...
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow
The man you know is...
What do you mean?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a... You know...
Who was the guy?
His name...
When did you last...
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that Clark chappie. Something...
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The Clark...
Are you sure you...
Yes, darling. Positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search?
If I could get in there. There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
What now, monsieur?
I'm looking...
This is a... There are no...
If you say... Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur.
Like...
A drive...
I don't drive.
Your passport...
I don't have it with...
I'm sorry.
You won't find a more unique ID than my skull.
I'm sorry.
Rats. A man who calls him...
Raymond?
Maybe not, but I'd noticed a change. About the key...
Oui, monsieur.
Which room?
Number...
Is that room...
No. The guest...
I'd like to check...
That is...
How come? You said...
It is reserved for another guest.
Rat.
No, monsieur.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Come help me get a key, please.
Would you distract the clerk?
Are you off?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty...
And why, may I ask? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scout?
I was never in the Boy Scout.
Oh, you should have been. What will... It's a fine way for... Now tell me.
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah. So you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping that...
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't, but a good dose of English... I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Oh.
The door was locked. Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key. The bed was freshly made. It was the... I searched the... The assassin...
God's sake, grab the trousers.
The closet was a solid.
Oh my god.
The closet was a solid. It was Khan. I had the kind of. As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed. A strip along the side, then sewn back up with strong. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. There was nothing in the pocket. The pocket was empty. I flipped the pants over. I found an ordinary mat, but as I pulled up the thread with a metal tag on the end, I found nothing in the pocket. I pulled on the metal. It was like. I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. There was nothing in the...
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass?
That is...
That's right. I would have...
And...
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe a murderer?
Positive. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this...
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician?
Uh-huh. I showed the... but he wouldn't...
I'll give him... Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did.
And did my...
Indeed.
What's the problem?
He isn't.
A mere academic detail.
But...
I happen to be... I am the law. If he tries anything...
My pleasure, lady.
One moment.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk... I decided... I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem.
What do you want?
Just a route.
Oh.
Search him.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off.
Nothing, Guido.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What?
Randy?
You want I should break his arms?
No.
If the manuscript was what Flappin' Guido... I could... Hi, how are...
Oh.
You're just not... It's a mid-con left...
He thinks...
It could be.
Look there, two guys.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of their official seal with an image of two knights sharing a horse? Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden? Wait.
If there ever was a treasure... Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe...
You'd better leave it here for...
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod. There's a woman looking at, but the reflection has three...
She reminds me...
She was the one... She made me cry so much when I was a kid.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't... A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's per disciplinum mea...
By my teachings...
You speak Latin. Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick?
My, you're touchy.
There's a guy. He's weaving a...
Oh, it's a clue to somewhere...
Where folk...
It beats cop... Look there, two guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who?
I know of... Is...
Huh.
Where?
Do you have a...
No,
I'm... Tell me more.
When I there with my one, I with him.
What?
He said,
What a weird old...
"Don't come. I wish."
What do you do?
Rhys.
Yeah?
Not...
What's that?
Patient.
Let's take...
Look...
There's a guy between... The night through... There's... But the... There's... I have to go.
Okay.
In the case was a spindly tri... It was... I noticed it had been found... Ireland!
What's that?
This I'm... Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh no, no. But love work is studied here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Do you know anything?
No, sir.
The sign on
It does?
Yeah.
Most.
You don't know.
No, I don't. He taught me but
Why don't
you know? Do you?
and you're it? Do you know anything?
Not. It is the.
And they are. Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Can you give me any?
Certainly, Monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod. That belonged to John Dee.
What's the importance of John?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escape.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer...
What? That tripod?
How sophisticated? How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any... It has
Thanks for your help.
Leave it at...
Closet? It's a sarcophagus. Hi. I've been to the Crew Museum.
Did you speak to Lobineau?
No, he wasn't
Yeah,
there.
the taxes would confuse me as well. I wouldn't have a clue what to do with that.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. There's a woman look at the between and the night through my I found
Where?
in the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called
I have heard of Lochmarn. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
a pop.
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram excavating the medieval castle at Lochmarn. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Lochmarn...
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, how do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Belota case. If you really think Picram's gem is important, why don't you visit Lochmarn?
On my own? Where is Ireland exactly? Have you found out...
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clan's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Oh, I think we'll leave it there for now. And when we come back, we'll be on chapter 6 and we'll be going to Ireland. So, yeah. Speak to you all soon. Bye.